Your Excellency, Governor Sama Raton, Executive Governor of Benue State, Your Excellency, Senator Dr. George Akume, the Honorable Minister for Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs, and the North Central political leader, my fellow youths, ladies and gentlemen. My name is High Comrade Agon Fobasil. I'm overwhelmed this morning to address you today, and I hope this message is not interpreted otherwise. But I believe and I hope that it should be looked as devoid of political or partisan affiliation, but rather be perceived as a step to unity, peace, and progress. I am bothered about the present situation in which we have found ourselves today, especially as the youth. The world has never recorded the percentage and number of youths as it is today in the world. So by implication, whatever affects the world, Benue not exclusive of it, affects the youth more. Because the number of youths are more than the number of adults, elders, and the number of children. As it is, the youth are the fulcrum of society. The society revolves around us. But it's unfortunate that the youth within our states, coffers, especially the ones we should be looking up to, I'm inclusive, have turned the clock of time to be running backward. Running backward in the sense that they are supposed to be the light to all the members of the state. For I believe emancipation is the essence of education. But we seemed more timid than the uneducated because of our personal interests that are void of societal or community interests. I don't understand per se, but I know that certain factors have to play, which are either political, social, or otherwise. But that notwithstanding, we still have a headway to go. We can retrace our movements politically and partisan perspectives. I want to talk on certain issues that, if not curtailed, we have a Benue that is better than none at all. We have had a return of democracy since 1999 to this point, which I believe that if things were well, and which is the essence of why this video is made now, because if things were well and things were done normal, we would have not been here. I would have not been addressing this issue. Our governors from that time have done their best. I sincerely want to appreciate them. We must not expect them to be perfect. But as it is said, governance should be about the people. We expect them to be better. All the same, I want to take this moment to appreciate so much Your Excellency, Dr. George Akume, who was the first governor on the return of democracy from 1999, Your Excellency Gabriel Suswan, who followed Q, and presently Your Excellency Governor Samuel Oktom. I want to thank you for your efforts. Benue State has never experienced what is experiencing today in terms of governance. I understand it is because of our party divisions, ethnic cleansing moves within and without. I want to sincerely say that Benue State is backward. It is bad in the sense that we're not making moves, we're not making attempts to better the situation. I've been talking for some time, and a lot of people look at it as political or partisan attacks towards the governor, but it's not. It is because I feel we would have been better if we'd made little efforts. I will not be basing most of that, but I want to tell us that Benue State, we are richer and better to be where we are. There are various sources of funds that comes into the state. Benue State is blessed with a lot of human resources, a lot of natural resources. The people are zealous, the people are happy people, hospitable people, enduring, hardworking, and strong. We have food. We wear the food basket of the nation, and in no doubt we are still the food basket of the nation because our land is still there. Hausas say, Gona ne tushin aziki, which means farming is the source of wealth. We have money. We generate IGR that is so big, enough to cater for a good percentage of our social responsibilities or needs. We have FAC allocations, FAC funds, allocations to state monthly, always given. We have intervention funds, we have ecological funds, Pari refund funds, bailout funds, given within the 6 years of this administration. This has amounted to over 600 to 800 billion naira. But rather, we have increased in tuitions. We tried to halt that in 2015 in Benue State University and across institutions. It was stopped, but this process was not maintained. We have poor healthcare system, very poor healthcare system. Very, very poor. We have no potable waters, in as much as so much money have been sunk into the mega water projects. We have nothing to write home about. Even in Makudi, Boko, Otukbo, Katsinala, Boko, these are our major towns. There is none. We have poor roads. Access roads, none. Township roads, none. But IGR is generated monthly. We have markets like our depot market that is 5 days, millions, Zakibian, Boko, so many places. The IGR is huge. We have nothing to write home about. We have sales of Benue companies now which is where must be bordered. Apart from these funds, sources of funds that the state have gotten in this last 6 years, that has rolled us back to over 30 years, a lot has been borrowed for the state. But we have no critical infrastructure anywhere to point at. We have arrears for pensioners, which is their money at least could have been paid off 30 months. We have salaries owed and delayed. We have tuition increase to over 200% to what we had. As if that is not bad enough, we want to sell all the companies we have. I want us to look at this from a different perspective, outside politics. Without these funds, and we don't have anything on ground, our children, our mothers, our brothers and sisters are in IDP camps. There is no strategic plan to relocate them back to their bases. No security approach or strategy. Poor feeding, poor clothing, poor social engagement programs for them. No educational alternative. They're just dying there every day in the cold. Where do we go from here? I want you and I to ask this rhetorically. If we have Benue today at this point, where a lot of graduates in addition are going out of school, millions every year, we have people who have retired, vacancies, no employment, but the wage bill is increasing every year. Who are being paid with all this money? We have a lot of youth roaming the streets, unemployed. And we have this kind of Benue now, in debts and all this. And we are not bothered. Where are we going to be tomorrow? Let's think about it. If you're a young man like me, and a young lady like me, think about it. This burden is going to be on us, you and I. The lifespan of an average Nigerian now is not above 60, 70, no. And it's on a very little percentage that you get to 50 without having a heart issue or a terminal disease because of the lifestyle. Let's think about it. We don't have a say, we don't have a secured future. What will our generations to come have? Think about it. No place is secured. But that is not all. We have hope. But our hope are yet being dashed. Because the only thing we would have been looking up to, which are these companies that we have, at the end of the day can be rehabilitated. Subsequently, have been put on sale today. If we sell these companies, where are we going to start? Where are we going to start? We have a very powerful law now that can secure our borders. If implemented, can also generate funds to create and make the situation better. The anti-open grazing and ranching law. It is capable of generating a lot of funds, money for social development and infrastructure. Let us look within. Multiple taxations have killed our markets. We are peasant farmers mostly. The little we farm will come to the market, taxes take them away. And mothers are suffering. I see a lot of dropouts from school. In the tertiary, in the basics, and everywhere. I see children, to some parents look like mad children. Poverty, no clothing. No food, they look like refugees. I've seen fathers who are scared of going home to face their children because they know they're guilty and they're failing them. I've seen families broken because of food, because of poverty. I've seen people lost their lives because they cannot afford 300, 200, 1,000 naira drugs. I've seen women giving birth at home with complications. As if that is not enough, the population keeps increasing every day. I visited a maternity, St. Monica's Adipo. They have 2 halls for maternity. Over 40 beds, or something close to 40 or over 40. Every bed had a child, and there was a woman in the theater, the labor room. This is replicated across the state. In the IDP camps, the population is increasing everywhere. What is our strategic plan for these people? Today we want to sell 25 companies, strategically placed and well built. We have collected over 800 billion across to the state in the last 6 years. Please, my brothers, let's look at this. Let's think. Let's reason together. It is not late. It can never be late when we are involved and God is involved. I want us to look at these things. The federal government has provided ways to make sure we leverage on and help ourselves. We can start from there. From the social programs, we have health insurance, community-based health insurance scheme that the government can also leverage on that. We have a lot of people who are sick, who are dying at homes. It takes 3,500 to secure 1,000 health insurance cards for people to access free treatment every year for 1 year. The government can leverage on that and assist the people and the well-meaning individuals. We can have a program for that, at least for now. In the next 3 years, the health system, the health care for the people will be restored. We can move on from there. As it is said, health is wealth. And until you be healthy, you'll be able to do certain things. A lot of people are sick every day. They can't afford it. We can have a new strategy to relocate the people in the IDPs. The government can do that. There are well-meaning individuals too who can contribute to that. On all social peer pressure groups, the TIV, Muta, Nzo TIV, and others, Opiato, Idoma, yes, normal national associations. We can relocate our people back to their own places, build houses for them. We can do that. Our government is capable. We have volunteer people. We can look and restructure our security system to work with the conventional security system we have, and not for selfish needs. Let our interests be for the people. We can also have zonal youth empowerment scheme or engagement funds where we can actually look at enterprising young men or engage them in social programs and then entrepreneurship programs. Our state is capable. There are provisions for all these things. But it's unfortunate that the money is being siphoned every now and then. Please, if you're in government, if you're in an office, public office holder, if you're a youth, learn to say this, to learn these things, know them. It's your right. It is your civic responsibility to know them and ask, question the right authorities. If you don't know, you can't fight for it. They're your benefits. The government should make sure these are working, please. We can stop multiple taxation and illegal taxes. They are killing our economy. Apart from the illegal taxes and the multiple taxations, we also have thugs who are molesting people, chasing away investors, giving them high tax and all that. And the government is not saying anything. Where are we going? We are killing ourselves. Crime is on the increase, banditry and all that. These are all children of poverty. But it is unfortunate that the poverty we are having now is self-made. We can also have a reduction in tuition to subsidize education. It is one program the government should look into. Without education, we are finished. That is the only thing we hold on to. Without education, our youth cannot stand to face the counterparts across the world and in other states. I know what this has done to Benue State. This is the only thing that is giving us voice now. It is not our industries. It is not our social programs. It is not anything. Let us look into this issue of education. Basic education is dead. High schools, secondary schools are bastardized and dead. The university, you go there, it looks as if you see people sitting on the floor. How will they receive lectures? There are no projects that are tangible and implemented. Infrastructure is so poor. We can look into these things. I'm bothered. I feel it is rational for you to be bothered too. Children dropping out, hawking granules, water, pure water. Children who are supposed to be in school. What education will they have? Please. Benue is dying. Benue is dying. We can have partnership for housing. We're having decent accommodation. Let's look into the housing issue. A regulatory body and a scheme that will provide affordable housing for our people. Let's make more pragmatic laws that will salvage the situation of the Benue people. The Benue child needs better. We need to move from here. Where we are is not where we're supposed to be. But until we take action, we will remain here or go backward. It's either we depreciate or appreciate. Please. Let's have youth inclusion in governance. Please and please. let's not sell these companies. But I look at it that if we rehabilitate some and expand them, we'll create and make funds from there to also rehabilitate others and create more employment for our people, pensionable jobs for our people. Let's use our IGR to better our situations. Have access roads to communities where agriculture is key to increase food security and all that. Let's also have infrastructure in the towns. IGR is meant for this. It's not for sharing. Place and place. I appreciate everyone. I appreciate everybody, our leaders, our youths. We have people we call godfathers and we are loyal to. Let's be sincere to them. It is not about singing praises and getting peanuts to go drink beer and eat food. If we make our place better, all of us will live better. We can only do this collectively. Our problems are individual, but they are collective also. Let's advise our leaders. We can criticize them yet, be constructive and be structural. It's one reason I've been talking recently so much. But a lot of you look at it to be partisan. No, it's not partisan. I only try to awaken the conscience of the governor. There are so many projects I tried. I instituted the Benue State or Tertiary Institution Sports. It was crippled by the same people in government. I appreciate the governor's efforts towards that. He bought the trophies for the first and the second one. He gave this, but people within the government are causing evil. But I pray that we'll move from this place by God's grace, and our efforts are needed. So I want to thank all of us. I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for listening. And I pray you to talk to your leader, my fellow youth. Talk to him. Let's look for a way. Let them understand that it is bigger than now. The problems can be salvaged. It is not too late. Even in this government, we can salvage this with these things I've listed here and many more. We have a lot of strategic young men outside there and organizations who can help in putting these things together. This is not to stigmatize anyone, but please, this is for Benue. I remain your humble brother, High Comrade Ago Mfobasil. Thank you. Viva Benue. Awetu Amangla. Together we stand, divided we fall. We must work together to go far. Thank you and God bless you.